Leader in Me actually is?
Yeah, that's a great question that I get all the time from either family or friends or we're out marketplace. But the easiest way to put it is that we're an evidence-based, comprehensive school transformation model that was built by teachers and students for teachers and students. And so when people ask, well, what does that mean? How do you do it? I would say first and foremost, we focus on equipping teachers with the skill set they need to really bring back mission and joy into their personal lives as well as their professional lives. And then using that to better teach students to equip them with the 21st century skills that they need to thrive today.
Obviously, things have been a little bit different in 2020 with virtual learning. How has Leader in Me helped support those schools as we're dealing with what we are right now?
Yeah, it's definitely a different world, and I would say
Sure.
one of our goals all along has been to meet our clients where they're at. I would say COVID obviously gave us a unique opportunity to do that well, and so whether you're a school that's fully in session, I don't know many of them, but whether you are, whether you have a hybrid model or whether you have fully virtual model, we have modalities to help serve your staff and your students in each of those areas. And I would say the one thing that we've learned over working with educators for the last 20 years is we've always led, I would say, the marketplace in terms of professional development for adults or students, but we want retention of knowledge. And so we've doubled down, especially in this time of COVID, on our coaching support. So instead of just a one day, here's the light the fire, here's the training you need, we want to come alongside our schools and really work to support them. And so that can look like us coming back and really helping all staff during the days, or individual executive coaching sessions throughout the year to help you keep you moving initiative school.
Obviously, social emotional learning is something that really has become more critical than ever before. Where does Leader in Me play a role in that, especially with staff members too, for that matter?
Well, no, I think that's the part. So, just a brief story. It's a great question. Brief story. My background as a high school educator, I worked my way up to a district administrator. And one of the things that we were saying, the schools that I worked with were 100% free and reduced lunch, high turnaround population. And so what we wanted to work with is what we noticed is our teachers were constantly burned out. The number one resource we have to serve kids and to change lives are our teachers. And so for me, I would say the one unique thing, there's a lot, I understand you guys have lots of great support networks, organizations that are out there serving your schools, but I would say the one unique thing that we try to do is we want to go after and serve the educators first and foremost. And so right now, my wife's an educator, she's upstairs getting ready to go back from maternity leave. Most of our friends are principals or teachers, and even if they're doing really well, they are so burned out and all over the place. And so we focus first and foremost on the SEL of the adult and helping them, like I said, get joy back in their personal life and professional life. And then we try to teach those skills to kids so they can master, their own world in the midst of an unpredictable one that we have right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask, obviously, the student component, we'd be remiss if we don't mention the toll that this is having on them from a social emotional standpoint. So how does Leader in Me help kids?
That's a great question too. So right now, I think kids more than ever need hope. There's been lots of research out there that shows when you have hope, it's almost physically impossible to be depressed. And so what we try to do is not just give hope as like a 50 song or some sort of cheery vision, but we really take it seriously in developing a mission that matters to a kid, and then teaching them goals that they can achieve both short term and long term. I mean, you could have kids like my oldest son who's already got, he's only 7 and he's got lifelong goals already that he's like tracking and going after. Or my middle son who can't plan past tomorrow, but we teach him how to have a goal set to be excited about tomorrow where he earns something to play our week. And so what we try to do is give hope to kids, but give skills so that they can constantly draw back on when their hope gets attacked like it is now during a pandemic.
Absolutely. Dustin Odom is the managing director for Franklin Covey. Dustin, we appreciate the time on this Friday morning.
Yeah, thank you. Have an awesome day. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. For more with